Hello and welcome to the Understanding Narcissists YouTube channel. First things first, you'll notice my head is shaved. For some reason, twice a year, in the summer months when it starts to get actually hot, I shave it, which makes sense. And then in the winter months when it starts to get actually cold, I shave it again. That doesn't make sense. I don't know why I do it. I just do. I'm just compelled all of a sudden to shave my head. Now, so it is me. Just so you know, I look different, but it is me. The next thing I want to say is I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving and continues to have a wonderful holiday season. It's a really great time of year, and I'm really excited every time it rolls around. I don't think about it. It just happens, and I got... it's all snowy where I live in Colorado, and it's just really beautiful, and I'm enjoying it a lot. So I want to extend my holiday spirit to everyone else and hope they have a wonderful holiday. So best wishes. Also on that topic, I'm reminded of something that always comes around every year, naturally, because it has to do with the holidays, and that is narcissists during the holidays. I don't think about it that much because most of the time it's not the holiday season. Holidays roll around, and you tell me what you think of this, because in my experience, narcissists go, I don't want to say crazy, but it really sets something off within them, and their behavior just kind of goes wild. They go wild during the Thanksgiving and Christmas, New Year's time, and I'm not really sure why. I have some ideas, and that's what I want to talk about briefly in this video, because this video is not going to be one where I just go off for 12 minutes. Okay, I'm not planning it to be like that. It could, but I don't feel like I have a whole lot to say in this regard. It's just an experience, an observation that time and time again, this kind of triggers something in them, some kind of anxiety, some kind of desire for control, I presume, and they just go a little bonkers. Now, what it starts in them, I'm not really sure. I have a few ideas regarding family and insecurity and a general dislike of the holiday season because it brings up some bad feelings, some bad emotions. In my experience, the holidays have never been a pleasant thing for narcissists, and of course it's holidays and to narcissists are kind of like everything else, how everything else is to narcissists, which is it's a convoluted, distorted, complicated mess to kind of sort and figure out, and so there's a lot of mixed emotions. In general, I would say narcissists don't like the holiday season as far as the obligations and demands it places upon them, what they have to do. That would be the first thing I would say. They don't like having any kind of commitments thrown upon them that they're expected to follow through with day to day, or expect to fulfill day to day, and never get any reward for it. So as an example, if you have children, if a narcissist has children, they naturally are expected to be good parents. They are now in a parenting role to the child. But the thing is, that day-to-day experience, it's just an expectation. That's what everybody does. Well, narcissists don't do well with that. They want to be free of any kind of obligations or commitments. When they do something, they want to get the maximum reward out of it they possibly can. They want to get everything out of it for all it's worth that it can give to them. But they don't want to have to they don't have to be kind of chained to it over many years that really bothers them. They're entitled to the point where they should have no responsibility. They really, as children, they feel like they should be able to do whatever they want. And so any expectation that runs counter to that feeling, especially when it's societal and it's big and it's something they can't deny, they resent it and they hate it a lot. Then they can't confront it directly because it's not, again, they don't sort out their feelings. But that kind of deep resentment, say, of being expected to be a good father or a good mother. They want to be a good father or mother without having to be a good father or mother because that takes work and they shouldn't have to do anything like that. So they want to get the most mileage out of everything they possibly can. So the holiday seasons are funny because they have that obligation and they hate it. Because who really wants... I've always found when you get right down to it, they think it's a pain. Now that doesn't mean that they don't use it for all it's worth. They're not going to... I've seen some narcissists say it's a pain. I've seen a lot of narcissists say it isn't a pain. I never feel like they love the holiday season in and of itself. They like the control it can grant them. So in a previous video, I talked about how narcissists' ideal position, or the position I think they always strive for, which is to be the patriarch or matriarch of the family, Christmas allows them to shine in that moment because they get everybody over their house or over to their house for, say, Christmas dinner or Christmas event, whatever, Christmas Eve, and able to, within that moment, everything's kind of actualized because they've got everybody there, they're in control over everyone, and they look great. They look wonderful. And that's something they like. But there's also enormous pressure from it because it's not something they can really engineer. It's just something they're expected to do. This is just my theory. This is not something that I'm as certain about as a lot of the other things I've talked about. So this is definitely a theorizing as to why this is the case. I always observe it. Maybe you don't. I'm guessing you do, though. It sets something off in them. The next thing I was going to say, I think I wanted to go further into the resentment that they feel during the holiday season because then they're obligated to others. So what is all that stuff about? The real holiday season with togetherness and sharing and acknowledging others. It really, at the heart of it, has that love for everyone, and that's when we're kind of to express it in our different ways. You know, however we feel about our family and everybody else. Well, the problem is that narcissists hate their family. They don't love them. So on the surface, it seems it works out okay, but if you think about the togetherness kind of paradigm that the holiday seasons really brings in, that feeling that we all feel, except narcissists, they don't feel it, they don't like it, and they have to play with it only on that superficial level. Well, you think, hey, well, they do that all the time anyway. What's the problem? It's always superficial. And I think that would be a good kind of counter argument. My thinking is that the holiday season is so official and so overwhelming. It is an authority in and of itself, and it's so legitimate. You can't illegitimize it, as they would probably seek to do. Is that they're really, what's, I guess the word is beholden to it. There's nothing they can do to combat the holiday season. Because really it stands for all these things they don't stand for. And they have no way of suppressing it or ignoring it, so they really have to embrace it in all their emotional hatred of it. That's a really, again, twisted, roundabout way of handling things, but that's how narcissists are. And that would be my first thought as to the conflict they have with the holiday season. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't have a conflict with the holiday season. I feel like they do. I'm betting you feel like they do too, because they just act weird. They're not able to handle it, cope with it in a typical, the way they typically do. I guess that's what I'm really trying to say, is there's definitely some kind of wrench in the gears when it comes to Christmas, for instance. They can't get around it. They can't avoid it. Maybe they don't want to in its entirety, but it's something it's an obligation. They are obligated to do it, and they are obligated to look good like they care for their family in a way that they don't want to. You know, they got to get that maximum mileage out of everything they do. And it doesn't even really allow that, because Christmas, here's the thing, it's about us. It's not about them. That's probably another cornerstone of kind of my thinking. That's why it's such a problem. It's about everyone. It's not just about them and what they did and why they're so great. It's beyond all that. It's bigger than all of us, that feeling. It is a collective feeling and a commonality, you know, a mutual feeling we all share with each other. Hopefully. Obviously they don't. But I think therein probably explains it as a crisis. I might do some more stuff on this because it's an interesting topic. This is totally impromptu. I didn't plan to do this video at all, and then I was just kind of reminded of it accidentally. Had a few experiences too, and I was like, what's going on? Every year this happens with narcissists. They just can't handle it. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. Like it if you do, share it with somebody you think might benefit from it. Comment in the comment section below, subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.